October 24th is a National Food Day. If you like eating, and I'm saying so because we are celebrating 35 years of KTN as a Standard Group, a channel which has been bringing you the realest shows. And of course, if you can catch me there every Sunday, I have a show called Let's Be Real on that channel. And remember, today is a National Food Day. Eating doesn't have to be boring in restaurants. You need to fuel your body with the nutrient-dense foods and energize and nourish yourself. So today, number one, October 24th is National Food Day. And also today is still it's a global champagne day. Can we toast in the air, Darren? Can you toast to whoever you love? Can you toast to your parents, your siblings? It's a National Champagne Day. So you need to be bubbly. Remember that champagne used for celebration with a touch of elegance and effervescence. It is a classic way to toast to good times. And let me tell you a story. In 2010, MTV Mama's Awards were held in Lagos, Nigeria. And yours truly, CEO Charles Otieno here, was in the parade. And let me tell you, I asked for a bottle of champagne. I didn't know. On my floor at Echo Hotel in Victoria Island, and when we talk about this champagne, in Echo Hotel in Victoria Island in Lagos, if you've been to Lagos, I know people know the island, in Echo Hotel in Victoria Island. So now I had a couple of friends, my good friend, P Unit, they were competing. Diamond was there, of course, P Unit, Daddy Owen. In Uganda, there are a couple of artists who are there, of course. Who was there? It was Weasel and Radio. Radio and Weasel were there. They were competing. And now, then there were enough international artists. Fally Ipupa was there. All of us were putting up in Echo Hotel, same hotel. On my floor, I was sharing the floor room, the rooms on that floor. We had Frasha, who was next to my room. Of course, there was the big star, of course, the biggest star you can think of from America. There was who? There was Fally Ipupa, of course. I've said Fally Ipupa. There was Rick Ross, of course. Now, myself, Ash of Mashauto, we were chilling. So the gentleman came to us and asked, would you like a bottle of champagne? I said, yeah, I didn't know that in the next room, my good friend Frasha asked for 6 bottles. But wait a minute. The person who shocked us is none other but Rick Ross, the boss. Because he was next to our room. Rick Ross asked for 24 bottles, 12 cartons. My friend, it was a party. So today is a National Champagne Day. You must enjoy that. If you're having a champagne, it's Friday, just take a toast. It must be bubbly, my friend. It has to be bubbly, something nice. It's also National Kangaroo Day, World Kangaroo Day, and it's also a day where, and this one, I want you to understand, today also is the World Polio Day. But apart from that, there's also a National Senior UTI Awareness Day. But what the best day to celebrate if you love eating, apart from what I talked, the World Food Day, Bologna Day, it is also the World Matumbo Day. If you don't know, Matumbo is tripe. Today, it's a World Matumbo Day. And you see, we say that Matumbo is pointless, silly, false. These terms only to how people talk about Matumbo, but if well cooked, especially if you come from my hood in Langara, you'll know that Matumbo is a delicacy. Though many people will tell you Matumbo doesn't have any nutritional value. I don't know whether it has nutritional value or not. But today is it's World Matumbo Day. If you're having Matumbo, cheers. If you cannot afford what I said, if you can't afford Bologna Day, you can't afford, it's a World Champagne Day, you can't manage to toast, or the National Food Day, it's also Matumbo Day for yours truly and anyone who loves Matumbo. It's National Matumbo Day. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the day, 24th of October. It's a day of many things, and I've told you what's going on in that space. People have been calling me and asking me, so what happened to your friend Gor Semelango? First of all, Gor Semelango is a very good friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen. We are like brothers. He's a great man. He's a guy who is a very good businessman, philanthropist, and he's done very well for himself. And there are so many rumors going around that, he's arrested and all this. But what I know is that Gor Semelango used to operate and opened a club in Dubai. It's called Afrofusion Club, one of the most kept clubs in Dubai, and he takes artists to his club in Dubai. So, and at some time, I think Gor had a partnership with a Kenyan lady, and I think there was a disagreement. And the way my good friend Donald Kip Korir says, and let me quote what Donald said, that my BFF Gor Semelango has been incarcerated in Dubai of a club business shareholder. The club Donald Kip Korir is talking about is Afrofusion Dubai. Afrofusion is a very upmarket club in Dubai, and many people who've gone to Dubai, you know where it is. If you've been to Dubai, you know Afrofusion is one of the best Kenyan clubs in Dubai. It's owned by my friend God Semelao. And then he says, Don Kipkorir says that in Dubai, commercial disputes which are ordinary civil are criminal. So I think there's a disagreement. The fact of the story is a disagreement between two shareholders, and one of them feels something, and then there's something like that which has ended up into a dispute. So that's how the dispute is, and that's where Gor Semelango is incarcerated because of that dispute over ownership of the club, which I know he set up in Dubai, but he has a Kenyan partner as well, and I think there's a disagreement. So anyway, Don Kipkorir, the Wakili, says, I've asked our good foreign PS Singoei Korir to use our diplomatic relations to make sure that this issue is resolved, and we hope that it can be resolved as quick as possible, because matters of diplomatic UAE can usually be sorted very easily. So it is not right for Kenyan to use Dubai legal system against another Kenyan to settle a dispute that is contractual. Gor is a good man with a big heart. He was the chairman of Youth Development Fund during Mwai Kibaki's presidency, when the fund was very effective, and Gor is one of the few Kenyans who has no tribalism in his bone. So Don says, I pray my BFA, and I'm optimizing the PS, who is also my friend, will expeditiously bring the matter to a close. So the truth is, that's what has happened in Dubai. Gor is also a very good friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen, and people who know me will tell you it is not a crime to have a good friend like that one. But disputes of such nature should not be taken to in the foreign country. You should come and sort it at home. But it is what it is. We understand that that's what's going on in that front of business. So Gor Semelango has been incarcerated for some time because of dispute over business. So do not say any other thing which is not there. It's just what it is. It is what it is, and that's what we are trying to clarify. So another interesting thing which happened this week is that Zuchu, Zuchu is married to Diamond Platnumz. And the other week, the mother, Khadija Kopa, of course, the Tarab great, told her that she can leave that marriage if there's domestic violence. In case of domestic violence, you can leave. In fact, he said in Swahili, kipigo sitaki. And I wondered, why would a celebrated artist like Zuchu and the mother think that there's still violence amongst these issues of men and women? It's always interesting to see what happens. But so anyway, remember I told you today is the 24th. We are going to discuss this issue. So we've talked about Gor Semelango, we've talked about the incarceration, we've talked about Zuchu, we've talked about my escapades in Nigeria, and today, remember, we said it's also the World Matumbo Day, the World Tripe Day, the World Champagne Day. There's many other days, and it's only 68 days to end of the year. Away from that, Harambee Starlets are playing against Gambia today. Harambee Starlets are playing against Gambia, and the game is on, of course. Let me give you quickly a first 11 for the Harambee Stars girls. They're doing very well. Remember, the other time they went to the World Cup, and they have been representing as well. So now in there we have a couple. The first 11 is, of course, Lillian in the goalkeeper, Muteshi, and Laureen, Ngosi, Enes, Mwanalima, Lavenda, Martha, Wamboi, Shalin, and Fasila. Those are the people who are starting. Their head coach is Beldin, none other than Bedin Odemba, the lady who has taken us places in the matters of women football. So you can catch that game if you follow women football is on, and we appreciate and we hope that Harambee Starlets will make us proud the way they've always made us proud, winning matches and, of course, coming from behind and scoring more goals than their competitors. It's always interesting to have Harambee Starlets. Now, and it's about money. Let's talk about money, finances. In other places, I know you call it chums. Other places, we call it cheddar. It depends where you're brought up. But now, I'm going to talk about something controversial. Is the fair economy? You know, today is Friday. I hope someone has not asked you to Tuma fare. And what is it with Kenyan girls asking 5,000 shillings fare all the time? You know, I find it very interesting that in this city of ours, the biggest thing is Tuma fare. Tuma fare is like a second thing. And any female or many females will ask you with a very full sense of humor. And they're saying that they want something. If you had, there's a statement which I had from my good friend Silas Nyanchwani, who used to write for us here at the Standard. They say that if we had a speed dating forum in Nairobi, where you interact with potential partners, and you must state what you want from each other under 10 seconds. If you had speed dating and you want to state what you want from them in 10 seconds. In under 10 seconds, there will be still a Nairobian chick who will still request for 5,000 to give it back in a week's time. As in, I need to me 5,000. A spot check of a number of women who pays back is 0. Don't lend your women money if they are not willing to pay you back. Presented to the president, William Samoei Ruto. And of course, William Samoei Ruto, the president, was wearing the iconic Arsenal jersey or Arsenal top. And this is what your president said. I'm proud Arsenal fan. If you have been watching the Gunners lately, the swagger, the spirit, it's all coming alive again. So to our friends in the EPL across the Europe, watch out, Arsenal are back. What caught my eye is Arsenal are back. Arsenal have always been back, Mr. President. But let me remind the good president of Republic of Kenya that Arsenal have always been back every year, and that's why we call it a next season team. Every year, you guys tell us you're going to win this thing, but you never win it. So in short, what I'm trying to say, someone should remind Mr. President that these things he's saying, the way the trophy is always presented and you are not allowed to touch it. You know, when they bring the English Premier League trophy and tomorrow the English trophy will come to Kenya, it will come to the Standard Group where I work. People are not allowed to touch it. You can take a photo with it. So all Arsenal fans, remember, you'll take a photo with it, but you'll not lift it. Even the president knows. But that comeback you're talking about is what we call premature, and it will not head to nowhere, because all the time Arsenal fans tell us next year we are winning the EPL. If you don't win it for Raila Odinga this year, forget. And number two, we know that Arsenal fans' duty is just to look at it but never touch it. So try and touch it this time around. If you don't touch it, forget. Away from EPL shenanigans and what's happening around, remember that Harambee Starlets, I said, were playing earlier today. The game is on halftime as we talk, and the Gambian team scored the first goal very early on the 3rd minute. But Harambee Starlets, hao ni nani? They've scored 3 goals, and the match is in halftime. 3 goals, so it's 3-1. Harambee Starlets are leading against Zambia. There are also a couple of Premier League matches, in Kenyan Premier League, and of course, Bidco United was playing with. I'll find out who, but they have drawn with a team. Bidco United were playing, and they didn't manage to get a win. So football is back, ladies and gentlemen. The 7 days of mourning in Kenya is over, so there are matches going on, and we hope that you'll follow in from our social media handle and our sports pages in our social media and our websites. But away from that, I was talking about people who naturally ask for fare, and we said kutuma fare is not a must. So, ladies and gentlemen, if someone asks for money, please don't send that fare. Please don't send that fare. Please, everyone should work for his cash. Hiyo kutuma fare is a thing of the past. We are saying no to people who ask for fare. Can we say together no to girls who ask for fare? There's no tumaing fare going forward. So if you want to get money, ask for a loan. But remember that do not ask for a loan if you cannot repay it. Men, make sure that you take care of your finances, because if you don't take care of your finances, when the woman leaves you, you'll be broke as church mouse. So it is what it is. We are discussing pertinent issues today, and we are saying we say no to women in Nairobi who ask for people, or Kenya, for tuma fare. Tuma fare is a thing of the past. Let me look at what guys are saying. There's a guy who said, wanakwambia utume fare alafu wanazima simu. You see? So you guys will see what you're undergoing. Usitume fare if someone will switch off the phone for you. And then there are many other guys here who I can see, but the truth is we will not send fare. The truth is people should not send fare. The truth is the fare economy must collapse. So I don't know whether my super DJ Cham anatumanga fare, but if he's sent, we'll tell him don't send. Keep listening. It's a spice. Having talked about traffic, and I know you're heading somewhere, the good Apostle Nganga, Pastor Nganga, took a name at women last weekend in church, saying that women are demanding too much in bedroom. You know what I like about Bishop Nganga, or pastor, or apostle, or commander, the word you like, whatever you call him, is that he says it the way it comes. And remember this week he said that women are demanding too much in bedroom. And that's not the only thing he said. He also said that women need to lower their standards. If you reach 30 or 35 and 40, you do not expect to get the best man you wanted. Lower your standards. Now, I don't know what parameters the good bishop was using, but the good bishop is saying, ukifika 35, or when you hit 30, you do not expect to be asking for too much as a woman. And my question was, what parameters was the good bishop using? And also, in which bedrooms has he seen women asking for too much performance in bedrooms? Because it is interesting that the preachers in our country today have gone ballistic and saying things which cannot be said in the altar. But Bishop Nganga is who? He says it in the altar. He said, ukifikisha 35 and you're a woman, lower your standards. the only way, and I disagree with the good bishop, is that when a woman reaches 35, probably she was building herself. She's financially more stable. She was going for better education. So education might be better. Now, if you have to lower your standard, is that probably you are not engaging in proper education in that time and frame. You are not earning more money in that time and space. And you are also not bettering yourself in either wealth creation or academic or social status. Now, that's when I would tell you, if you are a woman and you're over 35 and in those facets you've not improved whatsoever, then maybe you should lower your standards. But if you have done what I've said, then the good bishop has just said the wrong thing there, because women at 35 should not lower their standards, but you should lower your standards even if you're a man and you're not bettering yourself. I think that's what it should be, because at 35... Now, there are many things which are happening. Of course, Harambee Starlets have won 3-1 against the Gambian side. And of course, I told you that Mara Sugar was playing Bidco and he ended a 0-0 draw. Away from that, Oburu Odinga, the brother to the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, has warned residents from stealing from Raila's grave. It's coming to our knowledge that where many people who are going to place honorable things on Raila's grave, and it seems that some residents of Azila's residents are going to pick things from the grave, and Oburu says this can attract a curse. So do not steal from the dead. Stop stealing from Raila Amolo Odinga's grave, ladies and gentlemen. It is not good to steal from the dead. Anything placed, and even the day during the burial of Raila Amolo Odinga, I saw people disappearing with flowers. Surely, where were you taking those flowers? Can't you just allow people to mourn and leave the flowers where they're supposed to be? Why carry flowers from the grave, take to your homes? When you reach the house, you start wondering, ati nilitoa kwa kaburi ya Raila. We need to style up. Shame on you, and style up. Now, another issue was of my good friend Bolo Bespoke City, a very good, well-known designer, and he's clarified because he was taken. He was one of the guys who attended the funeral and took photos with the president and the former president, and the caption brought a lot of heat because Bolo wrote that, "Thank you, Mr. President, for joining me." Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, how can you say the president joined you in a funeral? So that's why people are saying it's good to look for clout, but sometimes let's look for clout in areas which it's more feasible. You cannot say the president joined me and the president doesn't even know you. So my good friend Bolo, I think there you tried to bite more than you can chew, and it's not fair to say so. And you need to understand that you cannot say what you're just saying for the sake of it. People really understand these things.